I implemented this one thing into my e-commerce brand over the past month or so, and it's allowed us to scale from 600K to 1.2 million in just 30 days, just with this one thing. I didn't make any hires, I didn't make any more changes. I just implemented this one thing. And that thing is feedback loops. And feedback loops essentially are just tracking every fucking thing that you're doing that has leverage within your business and learning from each single one so you don't continue to make the same mistakes and that your learnings compound over time. Now, for e-commerce brands specifically, you can do this for anything, like your landing pages, but the highest leverage thing you need to implement this for today, if you want to scale rapidly like we did, is for your creatives. Because creatives are the highest leverage thing within an e-commerce business. So you need to be tracking them fucking religiously so your learnings compound and you don't keep testing the same bullshit over again without any fucking progress. Because before I implemented this, our creative process was essentially just me or somebody on my team would be like, oh, well, I saw this ad on Facebook, or I saw this on Kalo Data, or I saw this on Twitter. Let's try testing it for our product and see if it hits. And this sometimes worked, but the reality is that because we had no set structure or ideas or learnings that were compounding over time, we would go months without finding winning ads and have no fucking idea why. We always just thought, oh, we have to just do more, do more, do more. But since implementing like these feedback loops, it's completely changed my perspective on it. Like, yes, quantity matters, but now our hit rate is somewhere between 20 and 30% since implementing this. And this has allowed us to scale way further, even though we're producing less ads on average. Now, for creatives, how do you track them or how do you implement feedback loops specifically? So, what I do is super fucking simple. You just have a Google Sheet and you track all the creatives that you launch. And basically, the main things you want to track are the product, of course, you have multiple products, the avatar you're targeting, the core desire that ad targets, the core angle, and the level of market awareness that that specific ad speaks to. Also, the thesis. I'm going to get into what this means all in a second. But basically, for your avatar, I'm sure if you're in marketing, you've heard an avatar before, the important thing for your avatar is that it has to be based on research, like whether that be reviews, social media, Reddit forums, it has to be based on research, or better yet, it should come from a current winning ad that you have where it clearly this fucking avatar is working. And the thing with avatars, it can't be general. It can't just be like men 55 plus. You have to be super fucking specific with it. Like it has to be, I don't know, men over 50, live in the United States, blue collar worker, and they're skeptical of big pharma and they're scared of seed oils, right? And maybe they used to be able to bench 315 for 10 and now they can't anymore and they're fucking mad about it, right? It has to be that fucking specific. Now, the desire, it's also as simple as what do they want? What is the core thing they want? And obviously, some ads target multiple desires, but this is the core thing that's almost like essentially like it's tied to all our evolutionary needs as human, right? So lots of things is just like these are things like commonly like, oh, I want to feel and look young again, or I want to get rid of knee pain, or I don't know, I want to be able to do something without the hassle of something. These are just desires that you're targeting. Now, angle is a bit more nuanced, but for example, if I tell you I'm targeting, I don't know, somebody with knee pain, there's a variety of ways I can hit that angle, right? I can tell you a story of somebody that used to run marathons and now they can't because their knee hurts and their marathon is coming up in their city and they really want to participate, but they can't. Or I can show you like a really an infographic, medical type VSL type video, like within their knee of showing them exactly what's going on and explaining why it's not what they think, you know? These are just an angle is just the specific kind of messaging and the way you tie your products to that avatar and the desire that they have. Now, market awareness, this is something I guess most people, if you're in marketing, you should know this. But essentially, you can't target everybody in the market the same. There's some people that have no fucking idea that you even have a problem. There's some people that know they have a problem. And there's some people that's problem aware. And there's some people that are solution aware in the sense that maybe they know they have a problem, they're aware of all these solutions. I can get a knee brace, I can take a knee pain supplement, I can take an injection, but they're not sure which is best for them. And there's also product aware. And these are people that are very bottom of funnel. They're aware of your product, but they're just not unsure yet if they're going to buy it, whether that be because of price, reviews, et cetera, et cetera. But the point is you need to target specifically and understand like what level of market awareness are you speaking to, and if so, are you speaking to them correctly? I'm not going to get into like the nitty gritty of market awareness just because there's so many other videos that explain it better than me, but you need to be tracking that for your ads because you'll notice, that for most people, oh, well, I seem to be doing really well when I do a solution aware, when I go problem aware, et cetera, et cetera. And your thesis, you have to understand that each ad you produce has a cost, even if it's just you making it, and you have no team. That cost is still you going in there, editing, getting the content, thinking of the time, scripting this video. Or if and you have a team, you're paying people to make this ad for you. So each ad has a cost. So you better have a good fucking reason for why you think this ad is going to perform or do well. Now, this doesn't have to be a dissertation on why this ad speaks to all the proper direct response marketing principles, but it has to be a good enough reason. Like, oh, this ad, our ad before targeting this avatar did well. So I think if we spoke to it this way, it could do well. Or it could be something as simple as, yeah, I did see this ad on Facebook, and I think it would really translate well to our audience. Or if you want to just rip an ad that you saw from like a competitor or on Kalo Data, you can do that too. Just say, hey, this ad was doing well for them. I think it'd do well for us. It can be that simple. But the important thing is that you're tracking and writing it down so you know where you got these ideas and you know you're justifying it to yourself. So this gets rid of a lot of bullshit when it comes like, oh, I think we should test this. And make sure that everything you're testing has a good, solid reason behind it. And once you start tracking this for every ad, like I'm not saying you're instantly going to find way more winners just because you're tracking, but you start to notice certain patterns and those compound, right? Because if you say, oh, this ad had a really good hook rate or it performed well and I was targeting this avatar, and this ad it had really good retention, or this ad did well, but it could be better. And you start to combine all these things until eventually you just combine all these learnings into one super winner that kind of compounds all this tracking you've been doing. Because it's very important, like when you launch these ads, you don't just leave it like this. You also come back and add something else. It's called learnings. And basically, you just say how this ad did. Like maybe you can say something like the hook rate was pretty good, the hold rate was pretty good, but overall CPA sucked, or it got no spend. Or maybe this ad crushed. Let's try to figure out why. Or if it did bad, try to figure out why. And obviously, you can't know exactly because there's no yes or no answer here. But do your best and use your fucking marketing brain to find out why, or try to come up with a plausible like explanation for why this ad worked and why it didn't, and try to build off that. And lately, what I've really been enjoying doing is a lot of times because we come with like our own biases, just because maybe we had an angle that worked in the past, or we see an angle crushing for another brand, we think, oh, this ad's doing working well because of this. But actually, I've had really good experiences just using Gemini, which is Google's LLM, and basically just going in there and asking it, hey, like I upload the whole fucking video or the whole static, and I just ask it, who is this avatar? What's the core desire being targeted? What's the main angle? What level of market awareness is it speaking to? And this ad worked. Can we perhaps form a thesis as to why this ad worked and ask it to like inform you as if it was an expert direct response meta copywriter? And once you have this process down for creatives, you can really start doing this for everything in your business, whether that be product launches or landing pages, just forming theses on like the key levers within them, and then like just tracking everything as to why it worked or why it didn't. And I'm not here, like I'm not going to take credit for like feedback loops. I learned this from Sean and Spencer over at Evolve. And also I heard Dante Timpano speak about this at End, so you can go watch their YouTube videos on it. But I think lots of e-com brand owners that are stuck in like that six-figure a month range, it's just because you have this fucking ego, or maybe this is this idea of like, oh no, I know my product so well, or I know my ad so well because you scaled to that point. But I'm telling you, like once you just get over that and start doing the meticulous work of tracking it and really trying to understand your ads and who they're speaking to and why this one worked, why this one didn't, everything just becomes so, so clear. And it's almost like winning ads are served up to you on a plate. And like I said, like our hit rate was terrible. Like it was probably like 1% or less. And we would go weeks without finding a creative, and our performance would obviously suffer because of that. But I'm telling you, over the past couple of weeks, it's just been winning ad after winning ad, winning ad after winning ad. And yeah, we're on track to hit 1.2 million this month. And I'm so confident that with just this creative feedback like loop implemented, no changes to my team, no changes to nothing, we can easily hit 2 million, right? So if you own an e-commerce brand, if you're just starting or you're stuck at that like 6K a month range, I'm telling you, implement this right now. You can do it anywhere, Google Sheets, Notion, but it's the highest ROI thing I think you could possibly do. I'm telling you, like one of the bigger regrets I have is that I didn't start doing this sooner because I'm in a position where I'm beginning to hire more creative strategists, more video editors, et cetera, et cetera. And I can't imagine how valuable it would have been for them to be able to come in and see just the history of the thousands of ads that we tested and just the like specific learnings we got from each, right? I can't imagine how like invaluable that would be. So start doing this right now. Like you'll thank yourself in the future so much, and hopefully you can scale as well.